He is a novice professional. He's not done anything or gone anywhere with this career yet, and this is like his biggest fight, his biggest payday. This is everything to him. This is his world title fight, which sounds ridiculous, but it is. This is his world title fight, and it's an 8-rounder. So he needs to be on the button and on the ball mentally and physically from round one. And it probably has had his best training camp for this, because he must know the pressure he's under, and he must know the performance he's got to produce this evening.
I think it's not very fair of me to ask you this, because he's an active fighter, as you are, Denzel, but do you see the potential in this young man to get up to the kind of level that you have reached?
I mean, I haven't seen enough, if I'm being honest myself. I haven't seen enough. You know, you want to see him push on. I think this is his first 8-rounder. I might be wrong, but against someone that's not a professional boxer. I think he's taken the wrong route for someone that wants to be a boxer. But listen, he's in the biggest occasion of his life, biggest fight of his life, biggest payday of his life. Go for it. But after this, you come back to boxing and show what you can do.
John Fury has said, point taken, but the kid has worked really hard for this fight, and we've had good sparring, really put him under pressure, and father says of the son, he's come through with flying colours. Does any of that actually replicate 10 hard professional fights?
At the level he's at, you know, this is his biggest fight, so I'm happy that he's worked hard and they've taken it serious, because it's the biggest occasion of his life. If he hadn't, then he's not taking it serious, and that just shows that if he can do that for this fight, when he gets back into boxing, you know, he'll be able to replicate that, be in good training camps and get the sparring that he needs.
And here's why I asked, because you were backstage. You weren't on our show last time, were you?
No.
The You're Called Bethel Green,
yeah.
but you went to watch the boxing, and you and I were talking about various young fighters we were watching that night. And there was one thing that was said on the show by Alan Smith, who's one of the terrific trainers in Britain: 20 for earning, 20 for learning. That's the way Carl Froch did it. That means to say to people who don't really follow boxing week to week, you've got to do your apprenticeship and have the 20 learning fights, graded opponents to you, so you make the steps like Carl did and you did, Anthony, up to the top level. He's not doing that, is he, Tommy Fury?
He's not. He's not. He's taking a different route, and which is why I said it's a bit awkward. It's a bit weird, because not weird. That's the wrong word, but it's a bit awkward. He's going the wrong route, but of course he's getting big paydays. So why not? These two didn't have the chance to do that early in their careers. Obviously, the whole social media world is different now, so a lot of fighters will be taking that social media route. But at the end of the day, I think you'll kind of find it hard coming back to boxing 8-rounders against, you know, journeyman learning his craft again, not earning that type of money, not being in that kind of occasions. But he's going to have to dig deep and do it if he really wants to be a champion in boxing.
What do you say to that?
I totally agree. Totally agree with Denzel. And we've got to be honest, lads, any active professional fighter, if they was offered this kind of payday on this kind of event against someone who's seen as a YouTuber, there's very few would turn it down. So that's what we've got to be honest. I think it's just interesting to see what Tommy Fury does after this fight. And listen, you can never write anyone off after a loss, but if it was to go wrong for Tommy Fury tonight, it would take some coming back. It really would do. But listen, do I blame him for going this route? Absolutely not. I think, as he's confidently said, this is a legalised bank robbery, and he might prove us right.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Back out to Joe Ankia. There is no connection to what follows here, incidentally, but the man dressed in the costume you will also recognise, Derek Chisora.
Well, we're lucky we got a minute with Derek Chisora, man of the moment out here in Saudi Arabia. Derek, what do you make of all the festivities, this huge event?
Amazing, amazing. Prince Khaled got so much stuff to bring to Saudi Arabia and so many athletes to bring, so we're just excited when we bring them down here.
And I know that you're not supposed to be taking sides, but do you have an inkling of who you think is going to win it and how?
I take sides all day long. I'm supporting the Brit. He's fighting an American guy, so you have to support your homegrown, so that's what I'm doing.
Excellent. And look at all the boxers we're expecting ringside. There's a fair few fights could be made at ringside tonight.
Yes, but you know what? I'm just admiring the stadium, because we built this stadium in less than 2 months.
Wow.
2 months?
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. And you've been hanging out with our friend
Derek,
Josh.
I've spent a lot of time with you this week, and it seems like you are. We didn't give you a proper name. It's Sheikh Derek Chisora. You know, Prince Khaled actually calls you that. How did you get involved in this? How have you become? What's your role here? We saw you on the top table. You're talking to both fighters. You're in the middle of both of them, holding the